This week from the internet, we're surfing the web to find out what's making waves in an all-new Unboxing the Net. Disney moons Marvel fans, and they seem pretty okay with it. Plus, Figment hasn't seen lines like these since they stopped inviting him to the Mickey Mouse Club after parties. And Go Boba Rangers? The book of Boba Fett Chapter 3 has fans wondering, what the No, seriously, what the is this I mean, it was cool to see Max Rebo and whatever, but what even is this show? Oh, hey, a Rancor. Shift into turbo, it's the Reluctant Adult Podcast. Welcome to another episode of the Reluctant Adult Podcast. My name is Paul, and I am joined, as always, by the man who's kicking it analog this week, Bill.
Hi, everybody. Not a single thing is going to get disconnected now. Everything's plugged into the wall.
Bill doesn't trust Bluetooth. It's not secure enough for all of his information. All right, let's, before we get into the big show, let's do a little plug for our social media channels. Been really putting a lot of effort into that, helping create this or promote this community of ours. Go on Instagram. We are the Reluctant Adult Podcast. On Twitter, we are reluctant_pod. On Facebook, follow Toy Sailboat, TOYSALE boat. Facebook/that. And that's where we get all the information. Now, Bill, you know what time it is?
It's time for our top 5 unboxing.
Yeah,
the net.
But we're gonna brand it. We're calling Unboxing the Net.
Unboxing the Net.
All right, Bill. So breaking news today. This is Tuesday. Breaking news today.
Yes.
Hasbro has announced that they are making a slight modification to future neutrino wands, but just the tip.
Yeah, we're stopping
Apparently they are concerned that these, now in conjunction with the proton pack, will be worn outside. And they are concerned that the Neutrino Wand will be mistaken for an actual firearm. So the Neutrino Wand is going to get that orange tip that we are also familiar with all of our Star Wars blasters and any sort of toy guns that they have out there these days. Yeah. Oh. What do you think about that? You think it's overkill? Do you think they're just really covering their backside?
It's a wild announcement. I think it's a little bit of an overkill. Mm-hmm. You know, not in a million years would I ever have thought or mistaken a particle thrower for an actual weapon.
No, it's pretty. I mean, is there even a gun in reality that you hold the same way that you hold the particle thrower? No. It doesn't have a trigger.
It's so awkward. It's so awkward. Yeah, exactly.
Clearly, Hasbro. Somebody, I want to interview the guy that spoke up at Hasbro, and he's like, guys, I don't know. I think their legal department just must be massive.
We got away with it. Well, what about they're going to send out, next thing is they're going to send out emails to all the people that did buy it.
Yeah. Do they have to send us, if we already own it without that, do they have to send us a replacement orange tip?
Send us the orange tip.
Do you think that the Neutrino wands that exist now are just going to skyrocket in price?
That's a good question. I mean, it's going to depend on how much of this orange. Well, it's a completely new piece, right? It's replacing an existing piece on.
So an orange piece is going to replace a silver piece,
right? So, I see it right there. Oh yeah, that's going to look bad. So
at least
a lot of people are like, I'm going to paint
piece.
It. That's true, but a lot of people are like, I'm just going to paint it. But at the same time, very distracting.
It's just really. I wonder if they're going to change the box art too, because that's going to look real weird.
Right.
It's so bright, but I guess you got to do it. You got to do it.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy that I have the original because that's.
As am I. I honestly thought that they were going with a different paint scheme entirely from.
Yeah.
I didn't
Tiger
get
Force.
I didn't get the email, so the photo I saw, I thought it was that jet black. Unaltered, unaged, everything. Right. But then this would be just this orange tip.
this would be a tremendous April Fool's joke, but it's not. It's a real it's
No,
a real thing that's happening.
This is a full moon joke.
Yeah. Full Moon, like the production company?
No. Like the actual full moon that we have today.
Okay. Speaking of moons, let's segue into that.
Yeah.
Disney Plus dropped a trailer for, I believe it's coming out in March.
Yep.
Moon Knight, starring Oscar Isaac as a crazy person who dies and then is he's not reincarnated.
He's reborn.
He's reborn through the spirit of an Egyptian something or other. And
right.
The trailer, it doesn't look like your traditional Marvel property.
No, it almost, remember how New Mutants looked? They were trying to go for that edgy horror suspense. Kind of like that, but probably a little bit better.
Hopefully a little bit better, right?
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with the Moon Knight character. His design is very stark. It's white, the flowing cape.
Right.
People have described him as Batman, but crazy. And to that I say Batman is crazy. So this guy must be like extra nuts.
Batman meets the Punisher, I've heard as well.
Like he's an anti-hero.
Yeah. I've always kind of gotten him confused with Cloak from Cloak and Dagger. Yeah.
So we'll see. Coming out soon. Oscar Isaac, he has not met a property that he doesn't want to be a part of.
Yeah,
he's everything.
Mr. Marvel. He's Mr. Marvel.
What else is he's in something else from Marvel?
He was Apocalypse.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I didn't even connect that those are technically the same world.
He's voiced Spider-Man 2099 in the Into the Spider-Verse movie.
Wow.
Yeah,
there you
go.
go.
He's everywhere.
He's got a piece of every pie. Yeah.
Yes, he does. He's Poe Dameron.
Speaking of pie, let's talk about another dessert, popcorn.
Oh.
So we got a taste of this madness a little bit with Ghostbusters because AMC or whoever put out this Ecto One popcorn bucket. Mine should be coming in the mail very soon. It sold out in the movie theaters, and then online went very quickly. They did a smart thing and they allowed you to pre-order it, and a lot of people took advantage of that. But the madness involved in that is nothing compared to the insanity involved in these Figment popcorn buckets that were available at Epcot for a couple of days because they sold out early.
Yeah. So that was a limited run popcorn bucket.
What happened in this world that popcorn buckets became? It's so funny because I almost feel like that I rode this wave because we went to Disney a ways back and they had this really cool Simba popcorn bucket, like he's being lifted up in the circle of life.
It. Right.
And I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like popcorn buckets are so cool. It's like this large, statue, but it's pretty inexpensive. And then the Ghostbusters thing happened, and then I joined a Facebook group for popcorn buckets. But on there people are always talking about getting them at the discount store, like the Disney discount warehouse or whatever they call it.
The outlets and everything, yeah.
The outlets, exactly. And so I never really thought they're hard to find, but something happened. Everybody apparently everyone's a closet Figment fan because they just went nuts for this thing.
They're hot. I mean, I only have it's like having a cookie jar collection back in the 70s,
right? Because they're
people
big.
People collect them. Yeah. They are limited. They have multiple ones throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
But the line, I saw a gentleman take a video of the line.
Yeah.
6 hours long.
Right. And people got there before the park opened. They had to be first in line. People knew it was going to be crazy. Could you imagine standing in line 7 hours? I would just pay the $100 or whatever on eBay.
Of course.
My time is worth more than wasting 7 hours in the hot sun.
Yeah.
Disney, you don't even know if you're going to get one. Ugh.
Exactly.
Where's the fast for that?
How many people got the popcorn?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, like the actual food part? They were probably like, no, thank you.
No, I'll pass.
You're going to ruin it. You're going to make it all buttery. I won't be able to put it on eBay after that.
So you're a Figment fan. I am not. I've never even seen...
You never rode the ride?
No, I don't believe I have.
They changed it. It used to be good. When I went as a kid, It was really good. It had a lot of animatronics and stuff.
Yeah.
they redid it. They tried to add like modern technology, screens and stuff like that, and it just lost the charm.
I get you.
And it's like it's one of those rides that's just a walk on, but maybe this will rejuvenate Figment's profile, and people will start clamoring. The ride is so outdated at this point. You walk in and it has examples of scientists that work in this fake laboratory, and you have the scientist from Flubber, you have the Nutty Professor, and maybe from Honey I Shrunk the Kids, like, all the Disney properties that they're just so old now, outdated. Like, kids aren't even gonna know who these guys are.
That's awesome, man.
All right, moving on. Are you a big gamer, Bill? I'm judging by your headset. I'd say you're a big gamer.
Oh yeah, no, huge.
No, me neither. I play Candy Crush. That's pretty much the extent of my gaming. But I have gotten into Wordle, as I feel like a lot of people on the internet have. Yeah.
Yes.
So if you're not familiar with Wordle, it's you get to play once a day. You have, was it 5 chances to guess this 5-letter word? 6 chances. You put in your letters. If you have any letters correct, it'll tell you, and then you get to guess again and again and again. Everyone gets the same word once a day, so there's sort of this community feeling to it, and you get to share. That's really why it took off, because it's very easy to share your results on Twitter, and you see these yellow results, and green boxes.
Not the word, just no, how many times it took.
So like it has like a pattern of like how successful you were in each try. So my wife and I have been playing every day. The first day, I didn't really understand how to play, so I was just sort of like, whatever. So I didn't get that, so that ruined my streak. But every day since then, I've been able to get the word.
My streak got reset today for some reason. I guessed the word in 3, which was amazing, and then I went to show my result to my wife, and it had cleared out completely. So. That was unfortunate, but it's fun. You can kind of like go up to anybody and be like, "Hey, have you ever played Wordle?" and like just start engaging.
Yeah,
almost like how the show could be. Hey, have you ever heard of the Reluctant Adult podcast? Or maybe you should listen to it.
It's sort of like going up to somebody and being like, "Oh, do you have a podcast?" And the answer is probably going to be yes, because everybody has a podcast at this point. The story behind Wordle is pretty interesting. The guy that made it just sort of made it for his friends and family, and he didn't expect it to get out and become this big. And people have tried to copy it and put it on the App Store to make money off of it. And that's a big no-no. This guy he said that he will keep it ad-free. It's going to be free. But he also says there's a little bit of pressure to keep up with it because it becomes such a big thing. It reminds me a lot of Flappy Bird. Do you remember that game? From 7-8 years ago. That game got so big that the guy, like, he made a lot of money, but he said it was like way too much pressure on him as the creator of Flappy Bird.
So we'll see.
He'll
sell it.
He'll sell it. It's Maybe. It's like when John Krasinski had the Good Show or the Good News Show during, I think I mentioned this before, and it's like, and then he sold the rights. It's like, well, that's not really in line with the brand. We were going to talk about how there's rumors about him being cast as Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, in the Fantastic Four movie, but we're not.
I wouldn't.
Those rumors have been around forever.
They've been around since he's had a beard. They've been putting him on like fake posters with his wife.
Yeah, I do wonder what direction they're going to go with a lot of these characters.
I've seen more leaks for the Multiverse of Madness, bringing in all the old Fox property actors. Almost like in like a blink and you'll miss it moment. Like,
interesting.
Yeah. So I've seen that.
Yeah, I've heard there's been some rumblings that has started screening and it's got a positive reactions. That'll be interesting. Yeah. We didn't see Doctor Strange when it first came out. We sort of like, we're like, eh. And then my wife and I watched it on Netflix, and it was good. And apparently Doctor Strange is one of my wife's favorite Marvel characters right now. So we're definitely going to have to check out that new one. Looking forward to that. Final big story here in Unboxing the Nets. NECA had quite the week in terms of reveals, teases, and a leak as well.
Yeah.
For their Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles property, they teased Kino from Secret of the Ooze. We saw an elbow, and he was holding the pizza bag, which is a fun accessory. We saw a leak with Fugitoid for the animated line.
Correct.
And just tonight, we got the full reveal for the Universal Monsters mashup with Leonardo as Hunchback. And I gotta say, I appreciated Raphael as Frankenstein's monster, but I wasn't sold.
Yeah.
I don't love Hunchback. I don't love Leo, but there's just something hilarious about this sculpt that I think I'm on board now. I need to have it. I think it's the eyebrows that did it for me.
Does he have a goatee?
I think there's some facial hair there.
On the package art, he has like a really, really long goatee.
The big bushy eyebrows above the bandana it's killing me. It's just absolutely killing me. Yeah,
this one's fun because it has the shell compartment.
Right, it opens up in the back, yeah, and there's like a skull in there.
You can put shovels in it.
Trying to pull it up on my phone. He's got the katanas with the fire you can put at the end. The goof. I think he's got a hinged jaw with his jacked up teeth. Yep, he's got the little scruff down here.
Yeah.
Oh, it just looks so fun. So this one's coming out in the summer. So that's interesting. They're staggering the releases because Raphael's coming out at the beginning, Q1, and then Leo in June or July. I guess that's a good way to do it. I was confused when these were announced before Halloween and then they didn't come out for Halloween. But I guess this way there will be something from the line on shelves in Halloween. If not, like they'll just keep re-releasing the same figures so you can get them all in one swoop.
Right. Well, I mean, they're doing that with the Gargoyles figures too.
Yeah.
Staggering the releases.
I only saw Goliath once and I grabbed him, but his eye, like it's not as bad as the one that was missing the brow like part. Yeah. But it's like his pupil's a little askew. So I kept being like, I'm not going to open it because I want to replace it. But I've never, ever seen him again in stores. So I don't know if that's going to happen.
I've seen him a few times, but he was on a lot of people's top 10s for 21, which now count for something. You could be a completely random person and have a top 10. And as long as someone's listening, they're like, oh, well, maybe I want this.
Yeah, maybe Hasbro will send you a giant box of Star Wars toys.
Maybe.
Hey, Hasbro, send us some stuff. You see all those toys behind Bill right there? I have a shelf now. I can put your toys. I can put your giant box behind me as well. Look at I have your Power Ranger helmet. I am a fan of the product.
Right.
Reciprocate. All right, that concludes this week's Unboxing the Net. Now, if you are watching on YouTube, that concludes the visual portion of the show. But don't worry, there's a lot more show to go. Just hop over to your favorite podcast network, whatever, your podcast provider, and listen to the rest of this week's The Reluctant Adult Podcast.